So I'm going to be breaking down why this simple Google document will outperform a landing page or a VSL to book calls directly from cold traffic. And the first reason is that when you're actually sending cold traffic to this kind of Google document, you will be sending it in form of a lead magnet that does not require an opt-in. So what that would do is that the traffic that are coming to this page, their defenses will be much lower down because they are not expecting to be sold to, which means they are going to absorb and then accept this information more without actually being defensive towards it, because that is just actually being defensive towards it, unlike a normal landing page or a normal VSL. So let's go deep into it and let me show you how it systematically gets people to actually book a call, even though it's actually a lead magnet that actually gives value. Now, how we sold 35 minutes of the 3.5K offer with just email without discount, funnels, or launches. So this is actually an interesting result you've gotten before. This is about an interesting result you might have gotten for your client before. So it might be anything for your own business. In this case, this is what it is. So, and we can see without discounts, funnels, or launches. So it must be without something that is actually big, something that is actually not easy to do, without the difficult aspect of achieving that goal. Probably in the case of weight loss, without actually going morning and night to the gym to lose weight or things like that, or without giving up your right food. So how we lost 50 pounds in 2 weeks without going to the gym or giving up the food I love. So that's just that for weight loss. So I'm just trying to give you a title formula. Now, let's go. We sold 35 minutes of the 3.5K offer without a single launch paid ad or complicated funnel, just email, not because our list was big, not because we used AI automation, and not because we had a perfect branding. We did one thing right and it changed everything. We learned how to describe our offer in a way that many people feel like they needed it yesterday. Now, the reason why this section is like this is because we're actually trying to explain to them that we did not use anything incredible. We don't have any incredible assets. We did not have any incredible tools, or we did not have any incredible advantage that actually made us to achieve this goal. So the reason why we are doing that is so as to make the results we got more accessible to them as well. By telling them that we did not use all these incredible tools or all these incredible advantage, it makes the goal more accessible to them, more reachable to them, which is going to increase their interest in what we have to share, because they will see that, okay, I think I can do this. If these people do not have this incredible tool or this incredible advantage that I do not have, then I think I also have better chances of actually getting the same results they got. Now, before I break down, let's continue. Before I break down how we did it, let me show you what most coaches and creators are doing wrong that is preventing them from seeing this kind of results. Because this mistake is invisible, most people don't even know it's there. And it is the single thing standing between them and consistent high-ticket sales without ever having to pick up the phone. The mistake most make at silently killing their sales is that now, I started trying to show them that this is the wrong way to actually go about it. And the wrong way is actually intentionally meant to be their current process. So what we're trying to do is that we are trying to tell them that it's their current process that is preventing them from achieving this kind of result they want to achieve, or this kind of result they came here to learn how to achieve. We are telling them that it's their current process. And we go ahead and tell them most coaches describe their offers like this. This is where you're telling them that mistake. 12 weeks program, one-on-one calls, access to a private community, templates included. It reads like a checklist. And the problem with the checklist is that every other coach in your market has one that looks almost identical. Nobody buys a checklist, they buy certainty. Now, what we did here is that we described their current process to them, and they can easily recognize that this is what I am doing. And we did not stop there. We also backed it up with a strong why of why that process is getting them the results they're getting, or rather, why that current process is not working as it is supposed to be working. Why their current process is not giving them the results they want. We are backing it up with a very logical why, one they can agree with, because they also agree that if everybody is doing it and they too are doing it, they know that it won't make a difference, and that is why they are getting the result they are getting. Now, telling a person what you are doing is the reason why you're not getting results to something, but backing it up with a very logical why, a very reason why that process is not working, will actually make your case more stronger, which is what we are doing here. And what that will do is that will actually get them to abandon that current process and look out for a new way to solve their problem or get the result they want, which is what we want to achieve. Now, we move ahead and tell them what your prospect actually needs to feel before they buy is the answer to 3 questions they will never ask out loud. What exactly is going to change for me specifically? How will this fix the thing I'm stuck on right now? And why should I believe it will actually work this time? If your messaging can't answer these 3 questions within the first 60 seconds of reading, no CTA, no testimonial, no discount, no sale. Now, the reason why these section is strategically injected is so as for them to actually easily diagnose themselves. We are giving them a criteria to diagnose themselves. They will say, okay, if my messaging is not doing this three thing, then I fall in this category. Then I know I will actually struggle to get results. Now, remember, we've told them the wrong way. We've told them why that wrong way is not okay, which is the current process. And we're not even giving them a criteria to further qualify if that process is truly perfect or not. Now, if their current solution or their current process did not meet these three criteria, they've already fully diagnosed and say that yes, this thing is for me, and I need to actually seek a solution because the current process I'm currently using does not have these three criteria, or one criteria is absent, or two criteria is absent. So I believe they actually get where I'm going with this. Now, we move further and say, but there's a second deeper mistake. Now, we are making our why stronger of why their current solution is not working. We are even making it stronger by saying every prospect carries a silent internal dialogue while reading your offer, running a conversation full of doubts, old failures, what objection they will never voice out loud. Generic copy talk about past and generic copy talks past that dialogue entirely. The right messaging speak directly into it and clears the path to yes before the prospect even realizes what's happened. Most messaging never reaches that level. It stays at the surface. Clever, clean, but forgettable. And forgettable doesn't close. What we did instead, now, it actually even show them further reasons why their process is not working. Now, if their process does not also do this thing we just mentioned here, that direct messaging speaks directly into it and clears the path to a yes, even before the prospect realizes what happened, they are going to be further more convinced that their current process is ineffective, is not working. Now, let's proceed. What we did instead, now you can see how every section actually connects to each other. We are not actually breaking the conversation anywhere. Everything actually flows together. And that is very intentional in order to actually maintain that singular focus we started from right from the beginning. We are maintaining that focus without actually breaking the document copy into sections. So everything flows into each other. And that is actually very intentional. So we stopped focusing on what our offer includes and became obsessed with one thing only, how it felt to be the person who needed it. We went deeper in psychology of our buyer, blah, 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 blah. So no pressure, no hype, just a level of understanding so specific that buying felt like a logical next step. So all I just did there was just the mechanism of how our solution works. I don't want to get into that. So we call the mechanism behind this the offer resonance layer. It's a framework for framing an offer. So you can see the reason why I actually give this mechanism the reason I gave it a unique name is so as to make sure that they will understand that they can't get this anywhere else but this. So, it has a unique mechanism and also has a unique name, meaning this solution, this process is unique to this person, meaning I can't get the same kind of mechanism or the same kind of solution anywhere else but this place. So as to actually increase their dependency on this process and on this kind of solution. Now, it's a framework for framing an offer, so it cuts through the noise, you solve the silent objections your prospect never voices, and makes people feel completely seen instantly. When applied correctly, the sale doesn't feel like a sale. It feels like an obvious decision the buyer arrived at on their own. The first time we applied it, we made one sale, then 10, then 16, then 25 from the same list. So now, what we did here is that we explained the mechanism, and we also go ahead and explain how it delivers results seamlessly. That is persuasion. Although we are giving them value, at the same time, it is persuasion. It is going to increase their belief in the process. We are giving them like a straight line process of how our mechanism or of how our process actually delivers the results they are yearning for or they are hungry for. Now, not so I'll just continue from here. A reputable system. Now, this did not just work for us, and this did not just work for us, it also did for Sarah, who came to us convinced she had a dead audience. She had 3,000 subscribers. Now, what we did here seamlessly is that after explaining how the system got results, we now said did not just actually got us results. It did not only work for us, but it also worked for Sarah. And we seamlessly spoke about the situation of Sarah. Now, we actually specifically chose Sarah in here because she's actually the worst case scenario of the kind of prospect we are trying to work with, meaning the prospects in the worst position possible. You can see she and has went 3 months with she had 3,000 subscribers, has went 3 months without a single sale from a group of her. She has shown up consistently, delivered value, stayed visible. She thought her audience wasn't buying. And what she realized was that her messaging was quietly pushing away her subscribers every time she reads it. Not her offer, not her audience. The words she used to describe what she did, some of them had already bought similar solution from someone else while she was waiting. Now, this is actually a very good description of your potential customer. No, we are describing our experience, although, and this experience, who she is, this characteristics is not only unique to her, it should also be unique to who your potential customer really is. So this is the work for actually learning who your avatar truly is and being able to describe them very well. And we're able to describe them very well in the characteristics of Sarah. So anybody who actually needs this solution, this is their exact description. So what this will do is that this will make people reading this document to identify more with it. They will connect deeply with Sarah if they are having the same problem, or they will even feel sorry for her if their situation is not even as worse as Sarah. And what that would make them believe is that I think if Sarah can actually get a transformation and my situation is not even as worse as hers, I think I can also get results since I'm living in a better place than Sarah is. Now, we got on an initial call, we got on an initial call, and within 20 minutes, identify the gap. Our messaging described the process of our offer, not the transformation is produced. Our audience said, here is what we'll do together. What they needed to hear was exactly how life will look different on the other side. So we can see what I also did here was that you can see we got on an initial 20 minutes call. Right from this place, I'm already selling the call invisibly. I'm indirectly selling the call. I'm trying to get them on initially. My real goal for this document is to get them on the call. And right here, I'm already selling it invisibly. And I'm walking them through the experience Sarah had while she was on that call, invisibly, indirectly. And I'm indirectly telling them this is what they will experience once they get on that same call. Our messaging describes the process of our offer. We got on an We got on an initial call, 20 minutes in, we identified the gap. Our messaging described the process of our offer, not the transformation is produced. Our audience said we'll do it together. What the industry here was exactly how life will look like on the other side. We ran our offer through the offer response layer and the three-part framework we call the message mirror, which shows coaches exactly what their market hears versus what they are. No, now we are actually selling another kind of mechanism entirely, meaning we are telling them that, okay, if they got on a call with us, we will actually run their messaging through the same process as well. So this is like giving them, like promising them a future value of what they can experience on that initial call we are trying to get them on later in this copy. Now, we rebuilt the gap between those two things is always where the sales are hiding. We rebuilt our page live on the second call. Now, we are actually selling them on that second call already, meaning this is the main offer we are trying to sell on that initial call. Now, we wrote it into our emails post, rehearsed it until it felt natural. 2 weeks later, Nightline. No, now we are now telling them that Sarah got a transformation. So this is the transformation Sarah got from the worst position she is in. Now she's in a good place because she first got on that first call. And as a result of that first call, she actually opted in for the second call where we actually solved that problem. And this is the result she got. 9 clients at 6,000 each from the same list she thought was dead without a single sales score. Now, this did not end with Sarah. Others got the same results. So we are telling them that Sarah is not unique. So we also shared how John and Jessica got the result as well. So as to not make Sarah's condition unique or Sarah's situation unique or a one-time thing. We are telling them people who got results apart from Sarah. Now, I now go ahead and say these aren't outliers, meaning these are not unique. This is what normally happens on our messaging fix program. You can see how every section is connected together, how the flow is never broken. On our messaging fix program, where we guide coaches and consultants to one outcome, getting their offer to the place where the right people understand it, want it, buy it without pressure, without calls, without waiting. Here are some of the things we do to make it happen. Now, the reason, one thing I did here was that I actually explained like the journey of how we take them from where they are to the place where they'll get results. So this is just what this what we make happen on this messaging fix program. That is what it's all about. So I don't want to get into that right now. So the results after all this is a new system of messaging you can rely on for high ticket sales without going on sales call. So we are already selling them even what the program is all about, even before trying to get them on the call. We are showing them how the program gets them the result they really want to get, which is the reason why they came to this document in the first place. Now, the result after is a new system of messaging you can rely on for high ticket sales without going on sales calls. A system you can activate starting today as well when you click here to book a free intro call to walk through your current offer, just like Sarah did. You can see how we connect this call to action to Sarah's experience we actually hinted at and mentioned earlier on. So that's exactly how this system will actually get people from where they are at. So you can imagine if you are the one experiencing these Google documents, how you'll be much more convinced that, okay, I think I should book this call so that they can do an evaluation on me so I can get help compared to what a traditional VSL would do. So yeah, that's that. So if you want like a version of your own Google documents, just reply to this email. And if you are seeing this on Facebook or any other social media platform, just comment Google Doc below, and then let's get you your own documents and let's start getting you way more calls at way more affordable rates. So again, the biggest advantage of this is that people are not expecting to be sold to. They came here to get value, which means they will absorb and internalize your messaging more than they will do a natural landing page or a natural VSL, which they know is going to sell to them. So I hope you actually learned a lot here. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you some other time.